Greetings, everyone. Future feature film director, the rookie critic here, and welcome to the Fandom Collective. I just watched Top Gun for the first time, the one that came out in the 80s. That is one of the films that's been on my list to watch as I want to be a director someday. So I gotta check off the recommended movies that everybody gives high praise to for sure. And that was just the next one up. And the sequel to that movie came out recently, and a lot of people seem to really enjoy it, saying that it's like, doing it right, as to where Star Wars or something doesn't do it right. So it's okay. I guess I'll finally cave and watch Top Gun. Even though the main thing I've only heard about Top Gun before now was something about a guy named Iceman is in it, and they like play volleyball with their shirts off, and they also are pilots. That was pretty much the main things out here in passing from people that have referenced the movie in whatever videos or whatever things, or maybe they have some other references to it that I didn't know before, like about Goose or whatever. But it just mostly does the main things I would get from it when people reference Top Gun. So it didn't really catch my interest that much. But it's also one of those that are super hyped. It's one of the movies that's just very hyped, like Ghostbusters and everything. And I thought the old Ghostbusters in general was okay at best. Like, I don't really enjoy it, but I can see why it was sort of liked back then, I guess. But I haven't rewatched Ghostbusters in a long time, so maybe I'll think differently if I were to watch it now. I don't know. But anyway, with Top Gun, I thought it was okay. After watching it just now, it was okay. So how I normally review things is that I'm a very scripted person. So I'd write down a lot of my different thoughts and have it in a way, in a format that I want to say it, in the order that I want to say it in, and be all structured. So doing one kind of raw is not really my forte when it comes to like just watching a movie, unless maybe I'm discussing what I just watched with somebody else. I can have more back and forth and pull more stuff and think about it a little faster on the go when I'm talking to somebody. But just trying to pull some of the events out from the movie as I was watching. It felt very 80s at the beginning, and the way that they're showing a lot of the shots with the jets and the pilots and everything, for that being in the 80s, that looks kind of impressive. I haven't seen like it reminds me, like, it could just kind of go almost side by side with 2008's Iron Man. Like, as far as like Iron Man is like what, 30 years ahead, like after Top Gun, and like it looks really good in Iron Man. But in the 80s, this has a not bad quality as well. Back then, showing jets and doing maneuvers and pilot stuff and the sound effects and everything was pretty good. I like that. Cinematography gets a good point for me, and the way they're showing them play around with it, and then also kind of feeling scared in the situation. The guy in the beginning, I forget his name, that was like, just they're kind of what bull pissing match or something with the other jets, because they're kind of neutral in the beginning or whatever. They're just kind of puffing their chests a little bit, seeing which one would fire first or get scared or whatever. And one of them did kind of get freaked out, because that could have been a hostile situation in some way, shape, or form, I guess, because there's no communication with them, so they don't know what's going on there. And yeah, he was pretty much pissing himself, sweating buckets. And then we have our Maverick help him, coast him to land properly, but then he leaves, and then they get to go to Top Gun school, is what I'm calling it, I guess, or the place where they get to compete and earn points and do all that, see who is the best of the best. And when they get there, they have a little party at a bar or something, a little diner, whatever it was. And there's a chick there he's trying to impress, and it's like, oh yeah, he's a pilot, he's trying to impress her, but she's one of the teachers at the school that he's at. And it's one of those kind of funny little moments. But I got to admit, I've probably seen quite a few, like, subversions of expectations like that and other stuff. So I was like, oh yeah, I could sort of see that coming. But it's okay, it's fine, it's not bad either. That was all right. And this was probably done before a lot of them were, so there's points there. And she's not bad looking, that's for dang sure. And I mean, some of the comedy in it is sort of funny, but to me, is some of it's just, yeah, okay, like, yeah, okay, I got it, but wasn't like hilarious to me. So I don't know. Then moving on, they do another run, and they still got some things to learn. And like, I feel like the movie takes a little break from talking about pilot stuff and showing what's going on with the piloting, and then it becomes like a little romance movie for a little bit, with him trying to impress the teacher chick, and they go hang out, and They just do some stuff like it's on. The focus is on them for a little bit, and then they sleep together and everything. It's just like, all right, we're not really in the pilot section of the movie. We're in the romantic movie part, and then they go play volleyball for a little bit, and then they're done. I don't. That was okay, I guess. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of scenes in here that I get. They're just there and okay. I not really feeling the love for the movie here though. As I'm watching, I'm trying to get into this movie, and it's just not entirely there. Not entirely there. And I'd say I pretty much was not as into it until Goose died. That was like, oh, some intrigue here. Okay, something's happening, and they're trying to inject their thing. Something malfunction happened. A little freak accident. He's like, I got your back, and you're not gonna die. And he ends up dying in their thing with the malfunction, and he's holding on to his body in the water, and it's just like, no, 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 the drama, no, this hot shot, and he's dangerous and everything, and he got his best buddy killed essentially, or that's how he feels about it anyway. And whether it was his fault or not, he feels like he is responsible for him regardless. So I like that element. That was probably the best element of the movie, which is something I never hear people reference when they talk about Top Gun. I never hear about Goose's death ever. I guess everybody's very good at trying to not spoil it for people, even though they usually expect everybody to have seen this movie from so long ago. And then Tom Cruise is struggling for a little while, and dealing with this, which makes sense. He's like, "Am I in this? Am I going to be a pilot anymore? I don't know." He goes for flight and doesn't really. He's not feeling it quite yet. Not really into it, and just kind of craps out for a bit, and then later they just there's an actual problem. I forget, like listening to it, I forget what exactly like the enemy was doing, or what the enemy was, or what that was. I just kind of missed what the point was, but I got what they're doing. Okay, there's some bogeys coming in, and they got to go like a real mission. They got to intercept them, and they send some of their best ones that they have there, including Maverick, even though they weren't sure if he is ready to be in a pilot seat again or not. And they have a little dog fight there, and he shows that he can still do it. And even though he struggles at first a bit with it, and then he gets back into it, like he's like, oh, a little hesitant, and they're like, oh no, he broke off, fuck. And he comes right back and turns around, yeah, he's back, hell yeah. And yeah, then they end up killing the enemy jets, and then they celebrate, hooray. And then pretty much end of the movie, a little more stuff happens, but it's, pretty much there. That's just, the movie was fine. The movie was fine. It wasn't a bad movie at all. I just don't think I would consider it to be one of those like super good films. It was fine. It was fine. Some people are saying that the second one is as good, if not better. A couple people have said it's a little not quite as good, but almost as good as the first one. I don't know in what way it would be. I don't know if I want to see the second one based on how I feel about the first one. And again, I don't hate the movie. It was fine, but I'm not on the hype train of it being like, this movie was so great. It was fine. That's all I can say about it. And I'll just end up kind of repeating myself more if I just keep on talking about it. I think it was just fine. And yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'm going to be watching some more movies soon because I'm going to be on vacation soon. And when I'm on vacation, I got more time to watch some more movies. So I'll actually be crossing some more stuff off the list soon. And I'll see you guys later.